What is up, designers? Today we're going to build our very own meeting scheduling system, all using this really powerful tool called Airtable. Airtable essentially lets you create your very own database. It's going to let you define your available time slots and durations, and you'll be able to send out a form to your participants and let them sign up to these time slots. Stay tuned. Let's build this thing. First thing we need to do is come into Airtable, and we're going to create a new base. Alright, so we're going to start from scratch, okay, and I'm just going to pick a random color. I'm going to pick this, and I'm going to call these, this meetings, okay, and let's go into the base. So in the base, we're going to see a table. Airtable has gone ahead and named it for us. They've called it table 1. We're going to call it my time slots. Okay, so because we're going to, you guessed it, fill this up with our time slots. Okay, so here we're going to say available slots. That's this view, and we're going to fill this with our available time slots. So first thing we need is the date and time, obviously, because we need to know when we are going to have the meeting. So we're going to name this date and time. We're going to include a time field, and we're going to use the same time zone. So click save. That's that. We're going to delete this field here because Airtable created it for us, but we don't need it. So thanks, Airtable. We're going to come in here, and we're going to call this event. Now, this one's going to be a bit different. We're going to use the formula field, and we're going to write a formula. So meeting on, okay, date and time. Okay, so this basically just takes out the date and time, and it's going to put it, but watch what happens. Oh, right, so Airtable is expecting us to concatenate it together, so you have to put and. Okay, so save. Okay, let's just select a random date and time, so let's say next Monday at 9:30. Okay, 9:30. So you see, it's put the date and time in there, but it's put it in this format that isn't exactly very readable. So we're going to use we're going to use a function and format the date and time. Okay, so we're going to come in here, we're going to format it, and Airtable provides a ton of different ways to format your date and time. I'll leave a link in the description for you guys. You can check that out. But this code here gives us a more readable date and time format. So if I click save, you can see that's way more readable. Okay, so let's add a couple more records, and let's populate this. So I'm going to just duplicate these, and I'm going to change the day. Okay, just one by one. I'm sure this is riveting stuff. And there we go. Alright, so we have all of our date and times set up. The next thing we need is another table. This table is going to be called schedule. Okay, so this is where we're going to populate our participants. So when participants sign up, their records are going to go in here. So the first field is perfect. We need a name. That's great. The next field we need is their email. And we need email. There we go. And this next one, we are going to call this select slot. And we're going to point it to the other table. And we're going to say, hey, go into the other table and look for a record and select one of those. So we're going to say link to a record. We're going to say link to my time slots. We're going to not allow them to link to multiple records, but we're going to limit record selection to a view, and we're going to say limit it to available slots. Okay, so now if we go back to my time slots, we see Airtable has added another field here, which is linking back to schedule. And they've named it schedule, but we're going to actually rename it, and we're going to call it participant. Okay, All right, so that works. Now, what's happening is you're going to be able to put in a name here. So if I say Jon Snow, okay, and let's give him an email. So jsnow@thewall.com. Now, Jon Snow is going to be able to select a slot, but what's happening is we're going to see available time slots, but when we click on it, we've selected that slot, right? So Monday, March 30th. But if we create another record, Arya Stark, and we say a Stark at winterfell.com, right? Now, look what happens. Once it loads, Arya is going to be able to select the same time slot, okay? So this is showing up and it's available to select. We don't want that. We want when our participants receive the form, they just see time slots that are available. So the way we're going to do that, oh, by the way, I'm going to rename this view list of participants. Okay. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to go back to this table and we're going to create a new view. Okay, so right now we are using this view. It's a grid view. That's what we've been looking at. We're going to create another grid view, and this one we're going to call it, let's say, filled slots. Okay. Now we're going to use filters to sort each of these views. So over here we're going to filter this, and we're going to say where participant is not empty. Okay, so everything disappears except for Jon Snow because participant is filled up, right? If we go back to available slots, we're going to filter this, but we're going to do the inverse. So we're going to say where participant is empty, right? So Jon Snow's time slot disappears, and he's no longer listed here. So if we go back to schedule, and we click on Arya's name, and we try to book a slot for Arya, we see that Monday's time slot doesn't exist anymore. So this is great, okay? This is very, very, very useful. Now, unless we send our participants a user login form or send them this table, like share a link to them where they can like access this table, unless we're gonna do that, we are going to need a more user-friendly way that users can sign up for this. That's going to be the form view. So if we click on the form view here, you can see that Airtable is created sort of like a Google Form-esque kind of view. This is really, really useful for getting for filling up records with participants. So let's call this sign up sheet. Okay, so this is great. And anyone now with this link, let's just open the form. Anyone with this link can now come in here and put in their names, put in their email, and select a time slot, and they'll be able to book a time with us. So let's just try that. Ned Stark and N Stark at winterfell.com. There we go. So you see, I can pick another time slot and submit it. Okay, so if I go back and I go back to list of participants, you see that's selected. Let's just delete this record. Let's give Arya a time slot. Okay, so everything works out. Now, this is great, but what would be even greater is if we can see this as a calendar view. Okay, so let's come in here and you see we have a calendar view here. Let's try and create one. Okay, so it's not letting us create one right now because we don't have a date field. Now, I'm sure you must be wondering, wait a second, we do have the dates here. But what's happening is it's just pulling the title of the record out. It's not actually the date. So we need another field called, I think it's called lookup. Yeah, lookup. What lookup does is it goes into the other table and it looks for a record for us. Okay, so well, it looks for a field for us. So let's go in. It's already selected, select slot. So go into this table and we're going to choose date and time. So we're going to pull date and time out and we're going to put it in here. So save, and boom, we have all of the date and times pulled out of the time slot. So now, if we can come in, if we go back into calendar, we're going to be able to select that. It's called field 4, but actually I think I should rename it. Oh, okay, let's rename it. Let's call it start time. Okay. All right. Just, you know, for organization. So if we go back into calendar, we see that everything appears over there. So if I click 2-week view, you see we have all of our interviews set up. Okay, that is it for this video. This is really, really useful for, I mean, for anyone, whether you are a UX designer like me and you need to schedule user interviews. This is really useful because you can essentially just send them a form and they can sign up. I've been exploring user experience workflow and automation, so I'm going to continue exploring this, continue building it, and creating new features, and I will document it and show it to you guys, and hopefully, yeah, we learn together and expand on this and explore new ways of working. I shall see you guys on the next one. Please hit that subscribe button if you're interested in learning more with me, and I'll see you on the next one.